Hey guys, King of Charmander here. To be your judge, your jury, and your soulless analysts for presenting you this team, which got me a 5-0 at the cost of my soul. Well, I served 7 years in the United States Air Force, so, you know, I don't really have a soul to begin with, but I'm a therapist, so I somewhat have a soul. I can empathize more than 99% of the population, but yeah. Anyways, y'all probably already know. It's in the title. It's already put it out here, but this is the best, the top GRASSHOLE team to ever to ever statistically be proven in PvT. This is the strongest GRASSHOLE team overall. And it's nuts because, as you see here, this team actually is the number 3 team. Number 3. I do a lot of content on statistically powerful teams. I've broken into it 8 times. I'm the only player to broke in Open Master League in Season 1. That's why I'm so well respected, and that's what made me a legend. I also innovated the timeout strat for Open Ultra League back in Season 1, and Blissey Beams, baby. Hashtag get beamed. But despite all of this, never have I imagined through all this data. I have broken number 1 before, but never have I ever seen when I laid my eyes on top performers, we would see GRASSHOLE at number 3. Number 3 is nuts. Number 3, teams 1 through 5 can guarantee you can make you legend. Teams 1 through 10 can make you legend as well. But top 5 is like really good. And this is Shadow Victory Bell, Sableye XL Safe Switch, and of course the most goated 4-legged dinosaur of all time. That thing has probably pissed you off. You call it wallface. You call it a lot of mean things. They have feelings too. And mine's probably hates all the names I've called its brethren that I've killed. And when I used it, well, yeah, I killed a lot of its brethren. And I will use it for the Shoutcast. This is my rank 2 non-XL Bastiodon for Open Great League. But before we get started, my therapist mental health for the day. Again, if you want to skip this, you can go ahead and just put this. I do the timeline, the chapters here, so you can just skip straight to the battles. If you're on iPhone, someone mentioned it in the comments. I appreciate you. On the phone, just go and skip a little bit. Usually, it's only 3 minutes, so like 3 minutes, you could fast forward just a little bit, and then I should be at the end of it. And then a few seconds later, you could get straight to the battles. But before we get started, for those of you that are interested in the therapist mental health of the day, I am a mental health professional and one of the 99.9%, well actually 1%, less than 1% of the world that can call them that title. This is worry. So a lot of you will worry about making legend. Here's the thing. Whether you make legend or not, whether you reach your goals or not in Go Battle League, you're going to be fine. This is a worry exploration questions. I use this a lot in therapy because it's a basic line for CBT because it really deals with irrational beliefs. So in the worry, this is a worksheet for where clients are asked to worry versus reality. If you don't make legend, what happens? You're fine. It's probably not going to affect your day drop. It's probably not going to affect anything else, but it's probably affecting your mental health because it's stressing you out. Me, it took a while before I mastered literally doing cognitive behavioral therapy to literally, even if lag puts out or whether legend happens or not, I'm fine. As long as I battle, as long as I keep trying and I attempt it, I should make legend. I should theoretically make legend. I'm good at this game. I use my subconscious. That's how hard I try. If I really wanted to try, I would definitely try a lot harder, but I'm chilling. I'm vibing with it. If you see me stream, I'm literally not malding. Literally. But yeah, it takes a lot of work before you do that, but also I'm in a profession where mental health is a priority, and I have treated and successfully cured mental illness or treated permanent illness for my clients. So this is for worry. Again, like I mentioned, you don't make legend, you don't make your goals this season, it's perfectly fine. There's a next season. Develop, get better. There's always something new to learn, even for more experienced battles like me, and people can take out top #1 leaderboard players in the entire world, as this dude right here. Or finding out amazing things, etc. Like through Hydreigon when I did in Season 1. No one thought it was possible to break open most Master League class back in the day. I found a way to do it. But probably could do it again, but it's a lot of work. But yes, this is going to give you a series of questions. Again, it's going to make sure, it's going to ask your worry, and it might help relieve a lot of that anxiety and stress that you're going to get from battling in Go Battle League, especially if you're a newer player. For those of you that have been playing, trying to reach Legend, I totally believe you could totally make it. If you have made Veteran or Expert, you could totally make Legend. You just got to put in the work, get better and better, especially from this piece as well as this piece, where we relentlessly tap. And speaking of tapping, this is the most powerful ultimate tap team, the GRASSHOLE of GRASSHOLES, the Avengers of Avengers. Yeah, this is Thanos. This is Thanos Ghost XL thingy and the four-legged dinosaur. Yeah. I forgot what is it. It's a Triceratops. There you go. But, yes, without further ado, let's get straight to the battles. Alright, so here are the battles. This is not going to be a lot of technical analysis, I promise you. But there's a lot of things I will lose the lead against, or technically lose against the lead against, like Deoxys defense here. You can win this lead, but you're going to go down 2 shields if Deoxys defense does hit you with double Psycho Boost. It's really risky, and for some odd reason, I try to catch a Psycho Boost, okay? I'm trying to be fancy here. My opponent doesn't switch out, so I'm assuming they don't have a hard counter to Bastion unless it's Deoxys defense. My opponent switches out to Drapion, and I'm kind of scratching my head. Unless they know I have Sableye, I don't know why they give up Drapion. But I'm assuming they didn't know because Drapion doesn't have a bad matchup against... Actually, Drapion is a great matchup against Sableye. So all we're going to do is lock in Bastion against Drapion. Against the Poison type users, unless it's a Nidoqueen... Poison Jab, you triple resist freaking poison, so that's why Bastion. It's the ultimate tank. The reason why this team is so overpowered is because Bastion can literally tank everything. You can throw the kitchen sink at it. You can throw beams. You can throw Hyper Beam and Solar Beam. If there is no chip damage, it will live. The only thing that will comfortably kill a Bastion at full HP is probably a Focus Blast. And I don't know if there's a mon out there where one Focus Blast will actually kill a Bastion. But Bastion can probably survive a Focus Blast from several mons. Just putting that out there. It might be. It could. I'm not entirely sure, but it probably can. As you see... Well, you got Registeel. I don't know. That's too much work. But as you see here, all we're going to do is Shadow Claw down. This is what makes Sableye so dangerous. It's arguably the best safe switch in Open Great League. And with its ability to rack up Wind CMP and just return through shields to do heavy damage, it's insane. Our opponent sends it a wall raid, and I can see why our opponent decided to switch into Drapion. They figured, oh, wait, hold on. You know what? This is perfectly fine. We can lock in Victory Bell on to wall raid. Here's the problem, though. Victory Bell chunks wall raid, especially if it's Shadow. This second Leaf Blade should break a shield. I still have energy on Sableye here. So... there is some technical, like, especially if you lose the lead or, like, if you have a heavy, like, if you're going to have to go down 2 shields, like with Deoxys defense, you can be a little fancy here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fire this Foul Play, and all I have to do after this is Shadow Claw down that Deoxys defense because it's so hurt, and that's game. So, as you see here, even though I gave up Switch, I still came out with a dub. So, that's one of the things. If you lose the lead, your safe switch will be Sableye. You can try to win out... You win out, switch, and realign. That's the general way you play Grasshole. You say switch, you realign, and then boom. Or if you're really sweaty and you manage energy well, you could possibly come out with some win cons with Sableye. There are a few instances where I foul played down Diggersby to end a match, and like there's a bunch of crazy things you can do. Technically, this team is ridiculously simple. It really is. However, if you lose a lead, you either win switch or you try to find a really, really sweaty win condition. So, yes, as you see here, Foul Play goes off, and then as you see here, we're going to break 1 shield. I can live a Power Whip, however, I want to win back switch. Our opponent's really hard pressed here because of the fact that, alright, I can go down 2 shields, but it's never too comfortable to have both a Bastion and a Victory Bell. Your opponent should generally know you're running Victory Bell and Bastion together. Generally. And as you see here, this is what I mean by, like, winning back switch. As you see, we get into Azumarill. I'm going to fire off the return because return should guarantee I take the shield, or I can do enough chip damage on this Azumarill to where I can possibly chunk down and farm down with Razor Leafs. Azumarill throws energy here. I'm assuming this is going to be a Play Rough. If it is, great, because now I know this Azu probably has Play Rough Ice Beam or Play Rough Hydro Pump. We send in our freaking Victory Bell. I'm going to gather a little energy here, and I'm going to switch in to try to catch the Icy Wind, and I do. You don't necessarily need to do this. However, it's always nice to get that little bit of extra energy just because if I need to if I need to fire a Leaf Blade to win CMP to take out Azumarill for whatever reason, that's game. But remember why I mentioned that Bastion is so tanky? It could survive 3 Shadow Balls. I'm taking out I should be able to take out this Drifblim, and I have 2 Stone Edges to take out this Azumarill. If Azumarill doesn't have Hydro Pump, this is already game over. However, with the extra Shadow Razor Leaf damage, this is pretty much game over to begin with. You know what I mean? Batman is an amazing series. I like equating Shadow Victory Bell to Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is a very dangerous woman. She will come as she tries to deduce you and take your soul. In this case, for Gobalik, it's your Elo. And your Elo, as I switch into the evil freaking I was going to say something very not PG-13, so I'm not going to say it, but the evil pineapple or like pair of death. Yeah, Venus Flytrap. There you go. That's more accurate. And the evil Venus Tri-Trap loses the lead against Skarmory. And then we're going to switch in Sableye. So, we have to win switch here. Or my opponent is going to do something really... Okay, so here's the thing. If you win alignment against Grasshole, you need to keep it as much as possible. Because you already know there's probably a Bastiodon in the back. My opponent fires a Sky Attack here. However, I got a lot of energy off of this Skarmory. So as here, they fire a Sky Attack. I'm going to shield this. And remember I told you about keeping alignment? Well, I'm going to fire off this Foul Play, and you're probably not going to guess my opponent does not shield. I don't know why you would do this, because you need to shield, because Shadow Claws will chunk a Shadow Swampert, and I can farm you down. And then after this, you're probably going to top left, because you realize you just made a grave mistake. And as you see, they do. That's Game Trainer. As I mentioned, you want to keep alignment. You need to make sure you take switch against Grasshole teams. Otherwise, unless it has to be a really fancy win condition, like I mentioned, you go down. This is a 5-0, and as you see, we got the dangerous pancake known as Stunfisk. Stunfisk technically beats you in the 2-shield. They can take 3 of your shields. They can double Rock Slide you, taking you to the 0s, but you can take out Galarian Stunfisk. So this is what Grasshole generally does. You take out both of your shields and you just keep alignment, or Bastiodon is just so godforsakenly bulky that you will do the Friday night or Tuesday night SmackDown. You know, WWE kind of changed their schedule around. So it used to be Tuesday. I don't know if it's Friday anymore because I watch WWE that much. But now you have AEW, you have NJWP. I am a huge wrestling nerd. If you want to talk wrestling, you can put it in the comments. And that also helps YouTube algorithm, so I definitely appreciate it. By the way, my favorite wrestler is AJ Styles. Just putting that out there. We get Trevenant on to this Shadow Victory Belt. And this is terrible for us. Well, actually, it's okay because I'm going to supremely disrespect my opponent with Aspirate, and they do, in fact, shield. So this is why the Victory Belt, this is why Bastiodon is so hated. Bastiodon can eat 3 Shadow Balls. That's why I'm going to send Bastiodon in right now, because if you send it against Sableye, Sableye will take heavy damage. So all we're going to do is we're going to late the SmackDown, especially since the fact that we got the -2 debuff on Trevenant. And our opponent sends in Deoxys defense. You could probably guess that this is game over. By winning back switch, we are able to take out our opponent, and then we're going to just be able to Shadow Claw down here. Bastiodon is so godforsakenly bulky, it can finish off Trevenant. And even if Trevenant Shadow Balls down my, like I mentioned, if I Shadow Balls down my poor Sableye, because Sableye is in kill range of a Shadow Ball after this Thunderbolt, then that's completely game. But as you see here, all we're going to do is Shadow Claw down. I might be able to get to a Foul Play and just end the match. My opponent does not top left, and they do happen to win CMP here. This is likely going to be a C-Bomb. C-Bomb can kill at this range in the yellow, which is perfectly fine, because guess what's going to happen? Like I mentioned, you lay at the SmackDown. You Batista Bomb, freaking throw the chair. I don't know what. You throw the coffin. This isn't the Undertaker. Undertaker's retired now, sadly. I miss the Undertaker. That's win number 4, by the way. Win number 5 is here. And then for this win number 5, we got Victory Belt onto Stunfisk. Same lead as last time. You just do the same thing. You run through Stunfisk like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is pretty good, by the way. When you have it, it's very melty and it's really, really good. Great on burgers. I had burgers today. I cooked a few burgers on my air fryer, and I put Swiss cheese on top of it, and I toasted the buns, and it's amazing. Yum. Like I mentioned here, though, you're just going to keep alignment. Fire off the Leaf Blade, though, because it's either going to take a shield or it's going to go ahead and take out your opponent, as you see here, so that you could save your shield. If you try to Acid Spray, your opponent will look at it and be like, really, dude? And this happens to be a Tropius. Tropius is going to get a lot of energy here. I fire off the Leaf Blade to do heavy damage, even though it's double resisted. You want to do as much chip damage as you can, because we're not going to be able to get to Acid Spray. We have Bastiodon to be able to line up to Tropius, and I'm just hoping whatever I have in the back, and it's a Medicham, Sableye can take it down his shield. So here's the thing. I actually misplay here. How do you misplay with the Grasshole Team King of Charmanders? Well, what you do here is that I let this Medicham get too much energy. As you see here, I'm able to get that Shadow Claw through, but this Medicham does have Ice Punch. So +2 shields with Ice Punch, this Medicham will be able to take out my Sableye. I fire off the Foul Play, and I try to do it at interval. I managed to catch and deny that. I honestly don't know how you deny anything nowadays with 2-turn fat moves. I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's really nuts. But as you see here, I'm going to fire off. They're going to fire off their Ice Punch, and then I'm going to try to get to another Foul Play. That one move they got through, though, they got an extra Shadow, but they actually got a punch through, and unfortunately, they're going to be able to Ice Punch me down. So I have to Hail Mary here. Bastiodon has to farm down. It's super bulky, though, so it can take a lot of damage. So as you see, I'm going to be able to farm down this entire Medicham, and then I can fire a Stone Edge on that Tropius. Because Tropius is so hurt, and I can live one Leaf Blade, that's how broken Bastiodon is. it can live one Leaf Blade, and my opponent doesn't have energy to get to a second Leaf Blade. So all I should have to do here is fire off this Stone Edge, and then just lay it the smackdown on... And you smell what the Bastiodon is cooking. The Rock would be pissed at me right now, because he'd be like, really, you're, he would, yeah, it's, yeah. Because I'm using Grasshole. Actually, a lot of you are probably disappointed I'm using Grasshole. You gotta do it. Like I mentioned in the intro, I gotta save time, and that's my 5-0. As you see here, a sweet 5-0 with the ultimate Grasshole team. This is the most powerful statistically Grasshole team that has ever risen across the ranks, and all of us that play Open Great League, including me, are definitely crying. Because I don't want to see this team exist, and I definitely need to see Nerf with Victory Belt and with Bastiodon, but sadly that probably will never come. I hope you all enjoyed the battles. If you want to get your sets done quick, this is the ultimate tap-tap team, and it will get you some dubs and possibly get you a sweet 5-0 like we did over here. GG's. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. Yeah. Oh god. If you're wondering why I use this team, Go Battle Weekend is too dang long. I had a lot of stuff to do today. I had to work out. I was supposed to watch a movie with my mom, but something happened, so that we're just gonna watch it next week. And I had a lot of stuff to do because I go back to work next week. It was a great vacation. I didn't have any clients. I didn't have any homework. I didn't have any class for the 4th of July. So I was just racking on my schedule, getting stuff together, and also prepping for GoFest. So I will be at Seattle. So yes, I will be at Seattle, and I will be there. My day is Saturday morning, but I will be there Thursday to Sunday exploring. So I was doing a little bit of planning when it came to that, and just finishing some other errands I had to do, like laundry. But again, Go Battle Weekend is 200. That's a lot of battles, okay? So that's why the only reason I will use Grasshole or any tap-tap team is if I need to get my time done. I just wanted my Stardust. But I get the sweet 5-0, so yes, that's the only time I will ever use it. But I wanted to kind of try this team out because a team making top 3, like I mentioned, a top 3 Grasshole team is just something. We already know it's forbidden and it's soul crushing, and some of y'all will probably unsubscribe from my channel as a result of it. I hope you don't. I hope you stay. Y'all are cool peoples. I love you to death. And if you are pressed for time, hopefully this gameplay here will show you that you too can become a tap legend. I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. Please like, subscribe, and comment for YouTube algorithm, like I mentioned. I'm also consistently streaming on Twitch, so if I do see I'm live, you can see I'm live on Discord, and hopefully y'all drop by, because I really do appreciate y'all that do, and I love saying hi to y'all. But for those of you that sub to me, watch my content every day on YouTube, I really do appreciate you as well. And again, I probably will never use this team, unless time is pressed, I will probably never use this time again. For those of you using this team and you are needing your time, you need your Stardust, you need your sets done, this team is for you. Good luck in your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.